for being here.
Well, you got a deep voice.
Oh.
That voice. That's an R&B voice. You gotta sing something.
Thank you. So my question to you guys, I've seen a recurring theme across the talent that I've interviewed and spoken with this Dreamcon of imposter syndrome. Have you guys experienced that during your careers? Can you speak to that a little bit?
Can you break down the definition of imposters?
Yes, yeah, absolutely. So imposter syndrome is essentially a feeling of you don't belong in a certain position or space that you're in, even if you've already made it. So for example, I can have 1 million followers and still feel like I'm not really an influencer or I'm not really a creator. So that would be an example of imposter syndrome.
I'd say for the first decade of my career, to me, it's a massive sense of insecurity. I came from working class people in the working class world, and all of a sudden I'm sitting in writers' rooms with some of the funniest people around. And it took a long time to feel comfortable. I still don't know if I feel completely comfortable in that space. Because making things in Hollywood is so, you have to constantly pivot, you have to constantly think on your feet. If you don't have a lot of experience in it, a lot of times, the biggest thing that I had to learn was everybody lies to us. And I didn't come from that world. The way executives talk, networks talk, you hear someone saying something to you, and you have to figure out what they're saying, what they're really saying. And I'm naive at the time. So it's easy for me to completely dismiss me and lose myself in another person. And I think that feeds the imposter syndrome, because you don't see yourself. And it took a long time to get to a place where there was enough confidence and steadiness to sort of neuter it. It comes back and forth. I don't think it ever completely goes away. But it does create a weird kind of narcissism to where you're so worried about you and being found out that you don't know what you're doing or whatever, that it buffers you to actually being able to experience, like when Gary talks about how much joy he gets from doing it and performing. You're so worried that you don't get to feel that joy. For me, it was like every day somebody's gonna figure out I shouldn't be here. And just being able, after, like I said, a decade of doing it, getting more and more and more comfortable with that idea. It's still not completely.
Thank you. Did any of you guys want to speak to that as well?
I don't have that.
Okay. You're attractive man. You're really attractive.
I'm gorgeous. And I know it.
If I look like you, I wouldn't have to.
No, but here's the thing. As many things as you've seen me in or do, I've gotten 3 more million no's.
Yes.
And so when I get something, I know I've earned it. And I've been able to do this for a little while. So I'm like, okay, I think I actually know how this works a little bit. And yeah, damn right, I belong because I earned this shit. Because this is hard. It's a hard life at times. It can be lonely. It can be, just living in Los Angeles sometimes is rather difficult. And to Rodney's point, a lot of people are lying to you a lot of times. So some of that is baked in the cake. But who I am and what I do, and I definitely feel like I belong. I definitely did the damn thing for sure. And I'm trying to keep it going, but I believe in myself. I've worked with some of the best people that have made me even better. Gary makes me funny. I wait for him to do something, and then I do this shit, on top of that. So I get to work with amazing people that have also earned their spot as well. No one's an imposter here. No, not one bit. We've earned our spot.
I think the biggest thing is sometimes when that's not intrinsic, and a lot of times I was the only brother in the room on other shows. And there isn't a lot of that sense of community or camaraderie that you initially feel. It may come over time, but I came from a small town. I didn't come from a town that was structured and organized to where I could have that. I naturally had that.
Yeah.
It had to be developed over. If you do something long enough, after a while you go, wait, this isn't a fluke. But in the beginning, I think it's hard. And I think it's harder oftentimes for us because I don't think it was built. The system was built necessarily to nurture you into a process. You have to come in guns blazing from the beginning. So
I don't think I've ever really had imposter syndrome either. I'm more like Cedric, but
Well, you're a handsome man too.
I'm very handsome.
Gorgeous.
For my skin type, I'm very handsome.
That's a You're the guy from Cambridge.
I do feel like there's been a couple of times in my life where I've looked around like, what am I doing here? Not that I don't deserve to be here. First of all, that just deserve to be something to me is always bullshit. Like, it's like everybody does their thing. To me, Hollywood is always a game. It's always a game. It's always bullshit. It's sometimes fruitful. Do I choose to play the game or not? And that's it. And I choose to play the game because I have more fun than it brings me pain. You know what I mean? I have a lot of fun. I don't do stuff that I don't enjoy doing it unless I absolutely 100% have to. And that comes around rarely. There's only been twice in my life. One day about maybe 6 or 7 years ago, and I was in the voiceover booth and I'm doing a job and I go, oh my God, I'm a professional. I never even thought about it, like literally. And I've been working for years and years because it doesn't mean that much to me. What means something to me is me getting to go do what brings me joy every day, and that's it, you know? That's what means something to me. And another time I was on stage 2 years ago at this weird thing, and Paul Rudd is up there with me, and like all of these people, and I look around, I was like, what the fuck am I doing on stage next to these people? But it never was. They're gonna find out. I don't know what I'm doing. Nobody knows what they're doing. Cedric, as good as he is, doesn't really fucking know what he's doing. He doesn't. I watch it. Cedric can drop himself in the middle of a moment and run like hell with it, but he doesn't have it planned. None of us really know what we're doing. We're just doing the thing. So I can't be an imposter going, I'm this great actor, when it's like, I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm just having fun doing what I'm doing. Nobody really knows. You don't know what's going to happen. You know, so, no, I've never felt like I didn't belong. It's like, I'm just going to do it. So.
Absolutely, that's really great. Thank you.